Hey guys, Jordan Schumacher here, and welcome back to the Facebook Ads Accelerator program. In this video, as we finally start to dig into the nuts and bolts of what makes a profitable sales and marketing funnel, in this video we are going to talk about lead magnets, specifically what a lead magnet is and what makes a good lead magnet. So the first thing that we need to cover is what is a lead magnet, right? So lead magnets go by a bunch of different names. I've heard them called hooks, I've heard them called bait, heard them called bribes, content upgrades. Like, it really doesn't matter what you call it. A lead magnet is essentially, and the best definition of a lead magnet that I heard is I believe from Ryan Dice, a digital marketer. But essentially, a lead magnet is a bite-sized, specific chunk of value that is offered in exchange for your prospect's contact information. And so, like what does that mean, right? Like, what is a chunk of value? Really, what that means is that a lead magnet is a lightweight piece of content, or a lightweight thing that is little to no cost to you as a marketer, that you can give to someone in exchange for the contact information, so that you can start to develop a relationship with them, start to prove that you know what you're talking about, start to add value to them, and B, so that you can follow up with them over the next hours, days, weeks, months, years, and ultimately convert them into a paying customer. And so a good lead magnet also naturally leads the prospect to purchasing the core offer of a given funnel. And so, like, a lead magnet could be virtually anything, right? Like, let's say you're trying to sell, I don't know, agency services. You could give away a free iPad as a lead magnet. That's probably not a great lead magnet, but you could do it. And you would get a lot of people to take you up on that lead magnet, but almost none of those people would be qualified, because everyone in the world is interested in a free iPad, right? And very few of those people would actually be interested in agency services. And so a better lead magnet could be a free PDF copy of a book that you wrote that is specific to the services that your agency provides. It could be a free audit. Let's say you're an SEO agency. It could be a free audit of a website's SEO, right? Or it could be a free SEO tool that a website can download to conduct an audit of their website themselves. And so all of those things, naturally, the type of people who download that or who take you up on your offer are by definition going to be likely qualified for your services, because your lead magnet has to do with SEO. And your agency does SEO services, and so there's just a natural continuation there. And so that's one of the hallmarks of a good lead magnet. A good lead magnet also provides a quick, actionable win to the consumer, and so whatever it is, it's very quick to value, right? It's almost instantaneous. They download it, they interact with whatever that lead magnet is, and they get value out of it right away and quickly. They get a win out of it, and it doesn't give away the farm, right? And so if you, let's say you're selling let's stick with the SEO example. So let's say you're an agency selling SEO services. A good lead magnet would not be doing SEO services for free unless there was some sort of ongoing recurring maintenance fee that you could bill on the back end of that, right? Because by definition, if you just give away your product for free, then there's nothing to sell on the back end. And so a good lead magnet provides a quick, actionable win, but it does not give away the farm. It still builds a need, and there's still a need for the customer to ultimately purchase the core offer, which is at the end of the funnel. And so in addition to those things, your lead magnet must be specific. So there's so much noise. There's so many sites and articles and just pieces of content that are clamoring for your prospect's attention. In order to cut through that noise, your lead magnet has to be specific. And so let's say your Salesforce, going back to our Salesforce example from the previous video, let's say your Salesforce, and you want to target companies who are trying to, increase their sales rate and ultimately just increase the sales organization, increase the effectiveness of their sales organization. So you have two potential options. Let's say you wanted to create a guide as a lead magnet, right? You could title that guide The Ultimate Guide to Increasing Your Sales, which is pretty general and generic and doesn't really stand out. Or you could title your guide The 74-Page Blueprint to Increasing Your E-Commerce Sales by 197% in the Next 34 Days. If you split tested those two headlines, I virtually guarantee no matter what market you're in, the second headline is going to outperform and ultimately lead to a higher quality of traffic simply because it is so specific. When you read that, you know exactly what you are getting when you download it. And so it is incredibly important that your lead magnet is specific and exact to cut through the noise and to allow people to instantly understand exactly what it is that they're getting in exchange for their contact information. And so, like I mentioned, a lead magnet ultimately serves two purposes throughout the sales process and throughout the marketing campaign. So the first and most obvious purpose that a lead magnet serves is to add value to a prospect in exchange for their contact information, which, like I mentioned, starts the relationship, builds trust, and ultimately gives you as a marketer the information that you need to have follow-up conversations and communications with that prospect. But the second, and this is something that a lot of people don't realize what's happening when they actually opt into a lead magnet, the second and less obvious purpose of a lead magnet is actually to pre-frame the prospect and make them more likely to buy further down the funnel. And so this is a concept that's discussed in depth in a book called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. In my opinion, it's the best book on marketing ever written. If you haven't read it and you are an aspiring marketer, like you have to read it. It will completely make you lose faith in your ability as a person to make rational and logical decisions for yourself. It's just one of the best books on marketing I've ever read. I'll probably do a video series specifically on that book. Actually, if that's something that would be of interest to you, leave a comment below this video. If I get enough comments, I'll do it sooner rather than later. But this concept of pre-framing is a concept discussed and Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, and then Cialdini actually wrote a sequel book called Persuasion, I believe, which is like focused completely on this idea of pre-framing. I haven't read Persuasion, but I can highly recommend Influence. But essentially what happens is when you get someone to opt into a lead magnet, that causes them to make what's called a micro commitment, and by downloading that lead magnet, right? And so what that does is it makes a subtle shift in their subconscious and in how they view themselves. And all of a sudden now, because they've taken action, because they've opted into that lead magnet, they now view themselves as an action taker with your brand, which causes them to be more likely to continue taking action with your brand, which obviously as they move down the funnel, that's going to ultimately increase their likelihood of converting down the funnel, which as a whole lifts the conversion rate of your funnel when you multiply this subtle shift across tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of prospects. And so that is really the second sort of sneakier and arguably more powerful reason that you need a lead magnet in your funnel. Now, obviously, if you're selling low ticket e-commerce products like, running shoes, for example, there's probably not much of a lead magnet you need, right? That's enough of an impulse buy where it's pretty much you can show an ad to someone and they're either interested in the product based on the sales description or they're not. And so really a lead magnet and the idea of lead magnets really comes into play when you're selling medium to high ticket offers, and especially when you're doing any form of lead gen or selling a service or SaaS product or information product or anything that's less tangible, that's low, mid to high ticket. That's when a lead magnet really comes into play, and when you really need a lead magnet to successfully make paid traffic profitable. And so the next video, we're going to talk about the different types of lead magnets that you can use. We're going to talk about how to actually choose the right lead magnet for your offer and for your funnel, and we're going to take a look at a few real life examples of lead magnets. If you got value out of this video, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. Join me in my Facebook community. If you're not a member, it's jordanschumacher.com/community. You can check out all the links below this video. And if you're watching this video and you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? This video is part of a free online program that I'm releasing to my YouTube channel called the Facebook Ads Accelerator program. Could easily be, the value of this program could easily be sold for $19.97, $29.97, $49.97, like pick your stereotypical internet marketer price point. but I'm giving it away for free because I'm just such an awesome guy. So if you got value out of this, please subscribe to my channel. If you know someone who would get value out of this series, please share this video with them and send them the link to enroll in my online education platform. It's much more user-friendly than just watching all these videos on YouTube, and that link is jordanschumacher.com/enroll. That's all I've got in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.